to his topic. If you think I'm the only one who feels this way, you're kidding yourself, Mr. Obama said, jabbing his finger in the direction of Russian president's face, ask Angelina Merkel, ask David Cameron, ask the Turkish guy. Every last one of them think you're a dick. Softly after Mr. Obama's volcanic performance, Mr. Putin released a teaser official statement, reading, "Should I be afraid of this skinny man? I wrestle bears." One more time, man. It says, "Should I be afraid of this skinny man? I wrestle bears." After one day of meeting, the G20 nations voted unanimously as a resolution that said maybe everyone should go home. Get the Brunswick report delivered to your inbox. Oh, man. These are beautiful times we live in, man. Beautiful times. This is Jeremiah. Let's jump to the scripture real quick before I hit this other article. This is the book of Jeremiah 22 and 13. Book of Jeremiah 22 and 13, and it says, "Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness, and his chambers by wrong, that uses his neighbor's services without wages, and giveth him not for his work." That's saying to America in a nutshell. Because what did you have? You had slavery, not just of the Negroes, of the Latinos, okay, the Native Americans. You enslaved them on down and never paid them anything. Only thing you paid them with is unjustness. So that's why all of this stuff is just one reason why this thing is piling on America, and this situation is gonna happen to result in this place being destroyed. Turn to sand, man. And it says, "That saith, I will build me a wide house and a large chamber, and cutteth him out a window, and it is sealed with cedar, and painted with vermilion. Okay, that's it on that. So let's read this article. It says Washington at the center of the axis of evil. The European race's last 300 years of evolutionary progress have all come down to nothing but 4 words: selfishness, slaughter, shamelessness, and corruption. Yang Fu. It says, it took the rest of the world 300 years to catch up to the evil that masqueraded as Western civilization, or perhaps it only took the race of new powers with the confidence of states in obviousness. Or it says, anyone doubtful of America's responsibility for the evil needs to read The Untold History of the United States by Oliver Stone and Peter Koenig. And I'm read that too. I had it pulled up and I need to read it. It says the American country proclaimed by the conservatives came to an abrupt end at September 6th at the G20 meeting in Russia. The leaders of most of the world's people told Obama that they do not believe him and that it is a violation of the international law if the U.S. government attacks Syria without UN authorization. Putin told the Assembly world leaders that the chemical weapon attack was a provocation on behalf of the armed insurgents in hope of the help from the outside, from the countries which supported them from day one. In the other words, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Washington, the axis of evil. China, India, South Africa, Brazil, Indonesia, and Argentina joined Putin in affirming that a leader who commits military aggression without approval of the UN Security Council puts himself outside of the law. Hold on, Salakia. I had a verse come up. Hold on. This is the book of Jeremiah. Salaki, let me find it. Well, I can't find it right now. Let's read the article. It says, in other words, if you defy the world, Obama, you are a war criminal. The entire world is waiting to see if Israel lobby can push Obama into a role of war criminal. They might knock his ass off. They might make him do it and knock his ass off. And it says, many are betting that Israel will prevail over the weak American president. In cipher devoured of all principle a couple of decades ago, before the advent of the American sheeple, one of the last stout Americans, Admiral Tom Moore, Chief of Naval Operation and Chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, publicly declared that no U.S. president can stand up to Israel. America's highest-ranking military officer could not get an honest investigation of the Israel attack on the USS Liberty. Wow, I didn't know that. It says, we are yet to see an American president who can stand up to Israel, or, for that matter, a Congress that can, or a media. The Obama regime tried to counter its smashing defeat at the G20 summit by forcing its puppet states to sign a joint statement condemning Syria. However, the puppet states qualified their position by stating that they oppose military action and awaited the UN report. Most of Obama's brought and paid for supporters are impotent, powerless. For example, Obama counts on UK as a supporting country because of its personal support of the decredited UK Prime Minister, David Cameron, despite the fact that Cameron was reputed by the Britain Parliament in a vote that prohibits Britain participation in another of Washington's war crimes. So although Cameron cannot bring the British people, the British government with him, Obama counts the UK as a supporter of Obama's attack on Syria. Clearly, this is a desperate count of support countries. So let's jump into Isaiah 10 and 12. I'll read it. You guys can pull this article and read it. I'm going to read these verses real quick. This is Isaiah 10 and 13. And it says, for he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitation like the valiant man, a valiant. Okay, and that's Esau in a nutshell, a mighty man. That's violent man, or the mighty man is a mighty man of war. And how does Esau live? By the sword. And it says, and let me read that for you again, Isaiah 10 and 13. For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. And my hands have found as the nest of the riches of the people, and as one gathered eggs that are left, I have gathered all the earth, and there is none that move the wings or open their mouth to appeal. But now the Most High has changed that. Now he's raising up the weaker, saying that I am strong. Alright, jump to Isaiah 14 and 4. And it says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how is the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He smote the people with a wrath, with a continual stroke. He that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. And we know who that is, man. This is Jeremiah 50 and 13. Jeremiah 50 and 13, and it says, because of the wrath of the Lord it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at her plagues. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, round about, all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord that taketh vengeance upon her. As she hath done, do unto her. So the Most High is taking vengeance upon America, man. By turning its rulers, they just pretty much don't respect America now on a worldwide basis. So that's beautiful. Jump to Micah real quick. It's the book of Micah 2 and 4. And it says, Micah 2 and 4. It says, in that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the proportion of my people. How have he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. Therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by the lot in the congregation of the Lord. Alright? So with that, I'm going to say shalom. So if you brothers want to look up this article, you can. And I hope you are edified. So with that, I'm going to say all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, Dabbar and Sel is the GMS. Shalom.